Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Todd and Erin Daily Stream.
You know, I think the fathers do have it worse because I didn't see a lot of expectation. I kind of like pulled my brothers-in-law and said, hey, how was your Father's Day? Checked with you. And you were all like, it was fine. And it's like, I know that some of us went to more effort than others, but it does seem as a whole that you as fathers are like, okay. It's like, is it just that you've all been trained not to have huge expectations for the day? Like, you know, there's
huge expectations for everything. Gigantic. Did I miss the parade? Yes. Was there a new airplane in my front yard? No.
I mean, the most I could get out of you is like, you can make me dinner.
You made me dinner.
It's the most lackluster.
We had it outside, and then we went for a walk.
That sounds pathetic.
Oh, I got to take a nap.
You still got up early
by myself
to feed our foster cats. That was sad.
What the? It was 6:45 this morning. I have earplugs in. I hear the cat meowing. Everyone else is just pretending to be asleep.
Kind of like you did when I would get up with the twins when they were babies.
Exactly. All right, let's do the video. Go. Good morning. It's Sunday morning on Father's Day. I got woken up by my allergies. Everybody else is still asleep. And I'm sitting at my computer, and it being Father's Day, dad jokes. Most dads had them. My dad had one, and he told it to me when I was, I think, 7 years old. And the joke goes like this. How do you get down off an elephant? You don't. You get down off a duck. Now, being 7, and my dad never telling jokes, and he made everyone promise in my family that they would not tell me that we were talking about duck down for sleeping bags and jackets. And it drove me absolutely crazy. The good thing is, that's the only one, but I found a list of dad jokes on a dad joke generator. Time flies like an arrow, fruit flies like a banana. You're welcome for that. I was up all night wondering where the sun went, but then it dawned on me. Once you've seen a shopping center, you've seen them all. So true. Did your dads do this to you? And they would tell you the same one over and over again. What did the grape say when it was stepped on? Nothing. It just let out a little whine. Oh, Dad. The plateau is the highest form of flattery. One more. The guy who invented zero. Thanks for nothing. So, for this Father's Day, whether they're with you or not, Happy Father's Day. The guy who invented the zero, thanks for nothing. Find out I was colorblind the other day. That one came right out of the orange. You're welcome.
The Todd and Erin Daily Stream is brought to you by PC Laptops, with desktops and laptops starting as low as $7.99 with a lifetime parts and service warranty. They fix phones too. Go to PCLaptops.com.
Welcome back to the Todd and Erin Daily Stream. Father's Day. Some fathers do so much for their kids.
Like you.
They almost get arrested.
Fortunately, that hasn't happened with you yet. I should be grateful.
Jeff Smith, 49 years old, has a daughter going to a private school. And they kicked her out, sent her home.
Why?
Because she had a piercing in
her
ear.
Okay.
Now the deal is, the dad said,
it's not like it's in her nose or anything.
Well, it doesn't matter if it's in her nose. I guess there's school codes or something. Anyway, the point being is that the father, she was sent home, and the father was like, she got the piercing for her migraines.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of different pressure points in your ear that you can use for different things. That's great.
And it's flesh colored. It matches her skin tone.
Oh, so it's not even obtrusive or like a jewel on it. And it's like on the
inside. It's not like here, or whatever. And it's in there, and it's been helping her.
That.
It's been helping her. So, what do you do as a rational man? You go to the school, and you glue your hands to the front gates. He does construction. He used a combination of super glue and a foam adhesive. And
I'm guessing this is a man that would know the chemical combination that would require a next to impossible extraction of said hands.
Just to make his point.
That you were going to stand here and listen to me?
Oh, it says, quote, this is what he said to the police officers in the fire department when they showed up. He said, the super glue is burning my hands at the moment. He said, but I can take this pain if it takes away my daughter's pain. She can go to school and have the, the thing and all this stuff.
Wow. Wow.
Now, the only thing that really takes off super glue is like an acetone, like fingernail remover,
Fingernail polish
remover, yeah. And so
that'd be a lot of acetone.
They sat there and they thought, first of all, are we going to arrest him? Are we going to? The firemen are kind of laughing. And they said, I don't know.
How could you arrest him? This is a man who's doing a peaceful civil protest for his daughter.
By gluing his hands to something.
Look, the point is this, that it's ridiculous to have sent that child home for something like that. And he is making a point of, you're not going to leave till you talk to me.
They did remove him from the peacefully.
Eventually, yes, I'm sure.
And he left a layer of skin on the gates.
As an eternal reminder
of
his devotion to his daughter.
And then they went and talked and met and worked it out with the school.
Okay, so no arrest and they worked it out.
Right.
Yes.
How do you arrest a guy who's glued himself to something? I mean, that would just be rude, wouldn't it?
Not after that level of effort. It seems unfair. It really does. Why did you get so excited about Flaming Gorge again?
Flaming Gorge is known as a trophy fishery. The jewel of Utah.
What did we catch up there? We caught a few trout.
We went for...
It was ice fishing. Was it turbot?
Turbot. We went turbot fishing. It was awesome.
You gotta love a fish that's got an unattractive name called turbot.
It was 10 degrees and we were ice fishing, and it was 2 a.m.
For a turbot.
You know why? Because we're crazy like that. That's why. So anyway, no, I'm really happy with this guy. His name is Smiley. Where is he? Matt Smiley from Colorado.
For real?
He went up, and Mr. Smiley.
That's an awesome name.
Dokily.
Oh my gosh.
He pulled out a lake trout out of Flaming Gorge.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. 48 inches long.
He caught a 4-foot lake trout?
4-foot lake trout.
How big around was a 4-foot lake trout? Because that's like the size of Zoe. So essentially he caught like Zoe in his, wow.
But taller. Yeah.
Wow.
And they do have monsters there. And they've got all different kinds of rainbow trout. They have brown trout. They have kokanee salmon.
There's photographic evidence. I mean,
well, that's the whole cool thing about this, is the fact that it is a record, but it is a record under the category of catch and release.
Oh, that's so cool. So he didn't even keep it and stuff it. He let it must go back.
So Mr. Smiley is lurking in the depths, which I think is cool. And
actually, I'm just thinking of a 4-foot pissed off lake trout that's like, I'm going to take the next person who does this and I'm going to eat their head. I mean, seriously, he's down there, he's swimming, and he's pissed off.
I got to tell you, that is, and I'm not sure how you do it. You're taking photographic evidence, you're holding tape to it, you're, measurement and stuff like that.
How do you weigh it and stuff?
But there's certain process. They knew they were going to release something. And so you go with a certain amount of... Right? You must go with and you revive the fish, and everybody's fine, and the fish is a little, but you do what you can do. So the fishing thing, yes.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay, tell me something good. I think this is wonderful, so I wanted to do it. Some people try to educate you about good health and cancer prevention and blah, blah, blah by doing catchy PSAs or whatever. Not this girl. Carolyn Hamburg. Now, she's pursuing a doctorate degree in public health at the University of Utah. She does a lot of work with Huntsman Cancer Institute.
She's here.
Super cute, spunky gal, and she's really dedicated to what she does. And so instead of like doing catchy PSAs, she's been doing the Continental Divide Trail from Mexico to Canada. There's a hashtag that they're using, she says, called Embrace the Brutality, which is true. She said one of the reasons that she's doing this... Oh my gosh. She's doing this trail. She's hiking it. She's raising money for Huntsman Cancer Foundation, but she said, I also just want to let people know that there's a lot of ways to prevent cancer. She said, if you're active just like 150 minutes a week, and she's hiking while she's doing this, and it's like 3,072 degrees, so you're paying attention.
Yeah.
Well, she tells you this information. She said, then that cuts your cancer risk by like crazy amounts. Now she's doing 100 days of hiking this summer. She did the Pacific Crest Trail a few years ago, which is Mexico and Canada.
Right.
That's a route along the West Coast.
Oh, man.
I think that's the one that Reese Witherspoon did the movie about. The Continental Divide, the Pacific Crest Trail, and the Eastern Appalachian Trail comprise what they call the Triple Crown of hiking.
Oh, so she's homeless.
And which is basically she's doing the second leg of the trip this summer. She's very funny. She goes, yeah, you go through the desert of New Mexico where you have like 30-mile stretches where there's no water whatsoever. So I have to carry it because it's usually like 120 degrees. And then she says, and then you kind of hit the mountains in Colorado and then there's snow. This is a tough girl.
Yeah.
So just on principle, I would like us all to exercise 150 minutes this week, just not to let her down.
So where can they check in on her?
Isn't that amazing? If you want to go to any one of her, she's on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And once again, it's Caroline, and her last name is spelled Himbert, Himbert.
Oh, funny.
And she's adorable. Wait till you go see her. She's really cute. Now, we talked about this before, that traditionally people consider criminals lazy or like low effort.
Okay.
Like they do it because they're too lazy to work. But you know what?
Like every day.
Some of these guys are like, our stick-to-itiveness, I kind of wish it had been used in other ways, but some of them were not going to let one pesky arrest stop them.
Tell me more.
Tiobe Sierra Macron arrested for 4 counts of theft and 4 counts of burglary of a vehicle. Now, he was nailed initially by a Hurricane City police officer. He'd gone through 2 different cars. There were calls from family like, please come get this guy. He's ripping our cars off. He got him into the back of his cruiser, and Tio managed to jump right out the other side and continued on. Now, you would think at this point, perhaps he would lay low, thinking, I have been caught by an officer.
First of all, I would say like maybe child locks for the cops. That would be a good idea. They're right on the sides of the doors, so you can click them, and they're child locks.
Well, they didn't have to wait long trying to find him, because soon the calls started coming in from about 2 miles away, where people were once again calling, there's somebody going through my car.
Really?
So he managed to bust through 3 different cars and collect different items before. Right. This time, they tried to catch him. He saw them. He dropped everything and took off running. So at this point, they're not messing around. So they call in 5 other cop cars.
Right.
And he's scampering through yards, and it's like one of those epic chase things that you see in the movies.
Right.
And it takes 6 police cars and multiple officers to bring this guy down, because he just couldn't stop himself from continuing to break into cars. In all, he had 4 separate counts of breaking into cars and 4 separate counts of burglary in one night.
If only we could have used that drive, that focus for something good and not evil.
I still have the picture of him scampering over fences and stuff, and just thinking, that's
we've been to 3 graduations this summer.
Zaki's was the best. Our son Zaki.
That was great. And then, but this, and I've never seen this before, but this wins
everything. And God bless them, because you watch the valedictorians, and these are smart, focused young people, and they've worked really hard at coming up with a speech that's inclusive, that will make their classmates feel like they feel them and they get it.
And by the way, you turn this in and people review it. Mm-hmm. Then they give it back to you.
Well, there was Natalie Bjork. She delivered a valedictorian speech that will make the history books. She stood on June 6th in front of 500 classmates, their loved ones, teachers, administrators, and such, at San Ysidro High School. Now, with such an audience, you would think this will be a stately speech, an impressive speech. She has a scholarship. She's going to a great school. And she thanked her family and favorite teachers for helping her make her through the jungle that is high school, congratulated all of her peers for also graduating.
So far, picture perfect and boring.
Then she said to my counselor, thank you for teaching me how to fend for myself. You were always unavailable to my parents and I, despite our appointments. And only in these past few weeks, with award ceremonies and graduation coming up, have you managed to congratulate me on my scholarship, somehow making it seem as if you had handed it to me.
Oh, man.
Okay. Her peers at this point are looking at each other and they're like, this is different.
This is awesome.
And then the grins are becoming, and they're leaning and going, keep going. This is awesome. So she wasn't done. She went after the office staff, she said, who taught us all to be resourceful for their negligence by never mentioning to us that graduation and deadlines for scholarships needed to be in before about 12 hours before they had to be filled out.
Oh.
Okay. And she said, and to the teacher who was regularly intoxicated during class this year. Thank you for using yourself as an example to teach us about the dangers of alcoholism. She said, most impressive and most pertinent to my memory is when you were taken out of the school by police. Now, at this point, the classmates are applauding and cheering and they're laughing. School administrators, they say, were not so thrilled.
No.
Her doing that, said Principal Manuel Rubio from the Union High School District, was a surprise. It was not the one that had been submitted for approval. We thought it was inappropriate. And as she finished thanking all of the rest of the students and saying, I hope that I'll see you at UC San Diego where I'm going.
Oh, nice.
The students stood and gave her a standing ovation.
Yeah, perfectly done. Very nice. That's funny.
And the best thing is that, every single press person after that, every journalist is like, well, what do you have to say about that? And the only thing that they could say is the teacher wasn't taken out in handcuffs.
That's inaccurate. Oh, can you imagine what the photo looks like when they give you your diploma and you stop and the principal is there?
And you're smiling and they're like...
That's funny.
I don't think they shook her hand.
Hey, it's going up for auction.
But you know what? She was open, she was honest, and she got a standing freaking ovation.
We're going to miss this.
What is it?
Sotheby's. The auction.
Yeah, the big fancy place.
It's coming up this week.
What?
Beethoven's hair.
They're auctioning off Beethoven's hair.
Is this a thing people did? Did they give gifts of the locks of their hair?
Oh yeah, you would give a locket with a lock of your hair inside it as a gift to your loved ones. Mothers would have them
This
for
is a
children,
contemporary,
and vice versa.
another pianist, another composer, and he gave it to him way back when.
Yes, as a mark of respect or appreciation, certainly.
He gave hair?
Look, there weren't a lot of malls back then.
That's true.
You kind of made do with what you had.
There wasn't any Spencer gifts or anything
None
like
of
that.
that.
Yeah, so it goes up. Guess how much they're thinking? High bid, and it's in a it's in a little locket like picture frame.
So it's in a small piece of jewelry, and this is an actual lock of Beethoven's hair.
Yes.
Man, for a music fan though, that could be incalculable.
15,000 to 19,000.
No, get the hell out.
That sounds kind of affordable if you're really crazy, doesn't it? That's attainable if you're a crazy person.
Well, if you're crazy about Beethoven, that's a lot of money.
You know what I'm thinking?
$19,000 for a lock of hair.
Somebody else came up with one, but it was from a third party, and it turned out to be goat hair. But they've checked this one out.
You do have to do the DNA thing to make sure.
But wait a minute. If we have his hair, we should pull the old Jurassic Park thing, shouldn't we?
You want to make another Beethoven?
We can clone him.
I don't know how he'd feel about that.
We can't even keep track of our kids' teeth. From 4 years ago, they kept a piece of his hair. From what century? How do you keep track of stuff like this? Have you never moved? I'm telling you, Jurassic Park. We got ourselves a Beethoven for $19,000. You think King Tut is a moneymaker? You'd go do a concert tour with Beethoven? You're welcome for that idea. Let's pool our money. We have $1. We just need 18,900.
Then 99 more,
right.
and we're all set.
While we're working on that, first of all, congratulations to Mr. Smiley for dropping the fish back in the water. Good job. And that is the Todd and
You were
Erin
really
Daily
emotionally
Stream.
invested in that. Oh, coming up this week, we have a whole new round of restaurant giveaways. So you can take beloveds out to dinner. You can sit on the patio, on the
nice.
deck. It's going to be really nice.
And you don't have to cook and heat
See?
up your house.
It works out perfectly.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow on the Todd and Erin Daily Stream. I am kind of touched by that fish thing.
That's what I'm afraid of.
And the allergies.
I think it's more the fish, actually. You're just using the allergies as an excuse because you're embarrassed. You're crying over a 4-foot fish.
Is it dusty in here?